Hi, this is Norman Lamont on a beautiful day in South Queensferry. I hope you're hearing me okay, and I'm sure someone will tell me. So I'm going to do 4 little songs to pass the time for you at lunchtime. You know how some people will tell you sincere about Jesus and angels, how they feel them near, and how they find beauty in whatever they see. It's only since I've known you it makes sense to me. And I wondered why some people don't travel far. I wondered what keeps them in the places they are. And why do some prisoners never try to break free? It's only since I've known you it makes sense to me. And all the bizarre things I've heard lovers say become crystal clear. Now I'm thinking this way. And all the big claims that I've heard lovers make, I shrugged them off, that was my mistake. Oh, I was a doubter, a cynic, a bore. I used to sneer when they said there was more, when they said how profound and how sweet love could be. It's only since I've known you it makes sense to me. I just look your way and it makes sense to me. That was Makes Sense to Me. And you might be wondering why Dave Fee Tunes hasn't introduced me. We had a go this morning at the StreamYard software, and it was looking like I was talking and singing through a snowstorm. So I decided just to do it this way, and hope that it maybe looks a bit more acceptable and sounds a bit nicer. Anyway, for those of you who know me, here's a song that you'll know. Well, he flew in from Miami with a bag full of bones. Me, I'm singing in an airport bar, you gotta pay those loans. 2 sleepless eyes in an unmade face. He saw me at the bar, he said this must be the place. Said he was looking for a room for the night. He said his name was Bob Dylan. I said, right. He spent the night at my place on a couple of chairs. In the morning he was up and off and down the stairs. I found him in the marketplace, busking for cash, playing my guitar in a rough and ready kind of fashion. Voice like a hangover looking for a cure. I said, you sound like Bob Dylan. He said, why, sure. 20 miles away, high security hospital. They were looking for a guy who jumped the wall. They were looking in the streets, they were looking in the zoo. No way of knowing what this kind of a man might do. The only thing they got in him while he was away was he was into Bob Dylan in a big, big way. My friend with his buskin made a couple of pounds, and with a couple of mine I got a couple of rounds. We sat there reminiscing down the line to the 60s, how we hadn't recognized them at the time. When this guy bursts in, grabs my friend by the sleeve and says, he's Bob Dylan. Oh man, time to leave. They got stuck into each other, I never saw the stranger's face. Barman's yelling at me, get these guys out of the place. Spitting out language, they were spitting out blood. It was like watching Cain and Abel before the flood. Got out to the street, but the stranger was gone. My friend Bob Dylan just picked up his bag of bones. And this is what he told me. He said, that guy that used to be a country western star, who put down his roots and never wandered far, with his Jewish mama, 5 kids on the farm. It had been too damn long since he'd done any harm. His wife cut his throat, he had to get born again, and I got his job, he's been after me since then. I said, what? I said, what about the bones? He said, I carry them with me. They remind me of a guy I knew in '63. He could have been a big shot, I told him back then, but he turned into a junkie. Well, I ain't no judge of men. That was his tale as the evening wore on. When I woke up in the night, Bob Dylan had gone. He'd taken my guitar and my cowboy boots and my country singing tie and my country singing suit. He left me his bones in some kind of a book. It might have been a Bible, I never got time to look. Cause they kicked down the door, they walked in real slow. They said, we're looking for Bob Dylan. I said, what do you know? Well, these days I don't work much. Guess I'm past my prime. Growing me a beard, you know, passes the time. I'm living in the country, but I'll get across the wall when I get a better grip on my short-term recall. Some days I feel bitter, some days I feel worse. I just write another song and play it to the nurse. And it's all over now, baby blue. So, if you like that, that's on an album called In Another Life, and I can offer you a free copy. I'll put the link, I can put the link here now. No, that's not link, that's something else. I can offer you a free copy, I'll put the link up sooner or later, and what you get with this is that download the songs, obviously, but also you get lyrics, guitar chords, behind the scenes videos, and all sorts of fascinating stuff. If you'd like that, then just keep an eye open in the chat. I'll put something up for it. I had a request for that, and I had another request for this song as well, which is in a kind of similar Dylan theme. don't know what's happened here. Oh, we're back, yeah. I'll tell you a story about the song after it. It's called The Ever Open Door. This request came from someone who has the same problem as me. Famous name. So, this is for Jim Morrison. Yeah, the real Jim Morrison. You were there and I was there. That's all there had to be. From the moment I first spoke your name to the moment you kissed me, my defenses were all loosened systematically. You asked me to trust you and I swore that I would make my heart an ever-open door. That summer that we spent together, I love to recall. I never felt so humble, but I never walked so tall. And you were there in the center of the strangeness of it all. Oh, I'd never felt so many things before. Like I was gone and there was just this ever-open door. But even as the sun went down upon our wedding night, I looked out at those autumn leaves and something wasn't right. You looked past me out the window, lost your appetite. Was the night we spent in room 324, and the creaking of that ever-open door. I guess you were faithful to me as long as I was there. I watched you observe your duty, you always did your share. Trying to keep the truth from me, like trying not to swear. Your discipline turned you to a bore, with one eye on that ever-open door. You packed your bags and told me that you got a job in France. Said you were going to work for love, no more slaving for romance. I said I'd like to see you try. You said you've had your chance, but if it makes you happy, keep the score. And you walked out and left an open door. If I could do it all again, I guess I'd do the same. Only things I'd change would be my hairstyle and my name. Hey St. Peter, let me try again to stake my claim. Well, if you haven't learned your lesson, son, there's more. Just you take a step back through that ever-open door. Ever-open door. Ever-open door. That was Ever-Open Door for Jim Morrison. That's a song that's never quite found its way onto a record. But I was going to tell you the story of it anyway. The year when I wrote that, I'd just come to Edinburgh, And I went to this writer's workshop every week, which was mainly fiction writers and poets. But there was, and people would read out stuff they'd done, and I would bring a song along, and people were generally quite nice. But there was one character who really slagged off everyone and everything. And I was dreading what he was going to say about it, because to me it sounded, it's a bit like a Dylan clone song, you know. He's going to slag me off for copying Dylan. So I played the song, and there was a ripple of polite applause, and he's staring at me. And I think, oh no, this sounds like fucking Donovan. The trouble with him was everyone hated him because he was so rude to everyone, and he would never perform his own stuff. So everyone was hoping that when he performed his own stuff, he'd be rubbish. But actually, when he finally did, he was really, really good. It's just not fair. So, hello Steve, and hello Fee. Overton and McCann like the funk. That's really nice. That's a compliment. Thank you. Chris. Hello, Chris. I've met you before on these things. And Dave Arcari, I haven't spoken to for a long, long time. Hi. So thank you all very much for listening, and I'll finish with a song that I was hoping that by now we would have another Heaven Sent album in the can, and this is one of the songs that we're hoping to do with the Heaven Sent, but of course, circumstances. So this is a song for anyone who's got an infatuation. It's called You Just Want the Thrill. You don't really love him like you think you do. You just got those stars dazzling your eyes, you can't see through. Oh darling, 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 get a grip on yourself. You just want the thrill. You just want the thrill. You're looking for madness to blow you away, not to be grown up one glorious day. Oh darling, 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 take a look at yourself. You just want the thrill. You just want the thrill. You don't want the bill. Now you just want the thrill. And there are people depending on you. If you don't care anymore, there's people that do. If you go on this way, things come tumbling down. If you let your heart push your head around, whoa, 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 you just want the thrill. You just want the thrill. You don't want the bill. Nah, you just want the thrill. Darling, 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 get a grip on yourself. You just want the thrill. You just want the thrill. So you don't really love him like you think you do. It's all those stars dazzling your eyes, you can't see through. Oh darling, 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 get a grip on yourself. You just want the thrill. You just want the thrill. You don't want the pain. You just want the thrill. So thank you very much. Thank you very much for tuning in, and if you want some free music or free album, then I'm just pasting the link now. And thanks very much to Fee for putting me on here. It's a great opportunity, and hope to see you all again sometime. Take care of each other.